What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again, and today for you, a little domination gameplay. This time on the map dome using the G36C with the silencer. Assault package kill streaks using the Predator missile precision airstrike and AC-130. Which before I get into this video, that's actually a pretty good setup, believe it or not. You know, 5, 6, 11. Just simply because you know how many times have you been using a Reaper and then you get it and it gets shot down before you get like what 1 or 2 kills? And like, God, hell with that. Use the Predator, use the precision airstrike, and two pieces of air support that can't be shot down. And just take them out. And then the AC-130, obviously, pretty hard to shoot down. You know, you got 3 flares in there. Pretty good setup to use, it really is. And I almost scrapped this gameplay. I almost scrapped it. This is a MOAB, by the way. This isn't an assault MOAB, the G36. But this is the campiest, the most boring newbie gameplay you're ever going to watch on YouTube. But I figured it'd be good as a backdrop for what I wanted to say. And it's also going to be good because a lot of people, a lot of you guys, you know, whereas, you know, it's interesting to watch, you know, myself and other members of Team SB drop these crazy MOABs with, like, crappy guns, you know, silenced light machine gun, shotguns, things like that. Run around and do well with that, but a lot of you are still, you know, find also entertaining to find gameplays that actually help you get MOABs, right? This is a very simple strategy I use throughout this entire gameplay. I basically give them the B flag, stay outside of B, and you're gonna be seeing everywhere I go and the things I do. And then, you know, I'm not really gonna be talking about it, but watch what I'm doing in the gameplay, and you'll see what I'm doing. And hopefully you can get some success and get yourself some MOABs here on the map dome, right? But I want to talk to you guys today we're gonna be discussing the grandfather, the figurative grandfather of Call of Duty has passed away, and that's purely figurative, obviously. I'm talking about Hutch now. Which I've always considered him, and amongst other people, amongst honestly a lot of other people, the grandfather of the COD community. And he didn't die, but he's leaving. He's no longer here. He's no longer with us, and that's why I used that little metaphor right there. Maybe it was maybe it was in bad taste, maybe it was poorly timed. But you know, I'm no comedian. I'm not, you know, I'm not a philosopher or anything like that. But what was it? It was yesterday, was when the video was released announcing that he was gone. But obviously, if you watch the video, they recorded it a couple days in advance before then. So Hutch has been gone for a few days now. And it's sad to see him go. It really is. Whereas he basically, you know, the only time you could actually even watch him was on Machinima, which he did put out some funny stuff on Machinima, but he hasn't been on his own channel for quite some time now. I think it's about 4 months, maybe even getting closer to 5. It's been a while. And a lot of people honestly forgotten about him because at one point, Hutch was the biggest guy on YouTube, which right now he is because everyone's talking about him. And I almost didn't make this video for another reason because this is a very topical subject. What I mean by topical is that everyone's talking about it and everyone's voicing their opinion, but it's something. You know, this is only going to happen once. You know, we're losing Hutch once, and I figured I should make a video about it. I think I should at least discuss how I found Hutch. You know, how Hutch has impacted my Call of Duty play and, you know, my online, you know, YouTube career. And Hutch has been... Alright, so a little backstory about me before we get into that, I guess. I started playing COD in 2007, right? Call of Duty 4 came out. I only had 2 friends on Xbox Live, and I knew them both in real life. And we just played COD 4. We didn't care. We ran around in ground war and did whatever, you know. I think our kill death ratio was like a .77, but the game was still fun. And after a little while, 2008 comes around. World of War comes out. And we're sitting there, and for those of you who have played World of War was pretty well known, pretty notorious for having awesome submachine guns and having unscoped sniper rifles, which were awesome. Those things were awesome, right? And we were just having so much fun running around with these bolt action sniper rifles, which are basically like the same gun that we hunt with, you know, open sights and everything. You know, we thought that we had a blast, which, mind you, I live in Pennsylvania, I hunt. And we had so much fun with those, but I wanted to get better. You know, I've always had this competition, you know, driven mind state, you know, throughout my entire life. Always trying to improve at what I'm doing, always trying to be better than my friends at everything, right? And that's what Call of Duty is. You're trying to be better than your friends. And so I searched into YouTube one day, which, mind you, all I used for YouTube back then was hockey fights and, you know, football highlights. That's it. I didn't even know Call of Duty was on YouTube, but I figured I'd give it a shot. I get on keyboard World at War Sniper Tips. And that's how I found Hutch. I think he honestly, don't quote me, it was either 300 or 3,000. I remember seeing a 3 for the first number. Hutch had a tiny channel back then, but he was posting World of War sniper tips and how to work with the open sights on the sniper rifle and how to drag shot, how to quick scope, and all that cool shit. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And usually, when you have that competition-driven mindset, you don't want to show your friends how you're improving. I wanted to show them because I wanted all of us to start doing this. My dude, you guys need to type in Sean0728 on YouTube, and you can watch him. Awesome. Watch how good this guy is with a sniper. And we watched him. All three of us started watching him. And he was just crazy good to us in our minds. And we're like, wow, man, like this is crazy, like how he's doing this. And then from there, it just all stems from there. It's from just simply typing in World of War sniper tips one day. See, if I would have never have done that, I probably wouldn't have ever picked up a sniper rifle. If I never would have picked up a sniper rifle, I probably wouldn't have continued to play Call of Duty because it might have gotten boring for me after a while, because sniping is such a fun aspect of Call of Duty that honestly I've done for a long time. I mean, you don't see it in my gameplay because at this point everybody's a sniper and it's not really, it's overdone and people like trick shots and whatnot, and I don't know, I just don't snipe as much as I used to. But would I be here today if I didn't use the snipe because of Hutch? I don't think so, because I probably would have gotten burned down on Xbox. Obviously after I found his sniper tips, I can go, okay, well I got my tips, I'm done. No, I periodically, every day, every other day, checked YouTube to see if Hutch had posted a new video, man. Like I want to see, what's going on. Does Hutch have any more tips, any more tricks for me? I mean, because that's what YouTube was back in the day, teach how to improve. I can remember watching XCal on a Road to Commander. And I don't even think he did commentary for this Road to Commander, but I still watch it and just kind of study the way he played to improve myself. And that's what a lot of people did. And then YouTube, honestly, it's all grown from there. I know a lot of people have been talking somewhat about this, but not a lot of people are actually giving this enough credit. Without Hutch, I personally, and I'm sure for a lot of you, wouldn't know a lot of the bigger YouTube idols or icons today. Without Hutch, I would never ever have learned about Only Use Me Blade if it were not for his dual comm with Hutch back in Modern Warfare 2. I would not learned about Woody's gamertag if it were not for his dual comm with Hutch. I would not learned about Wings of Redemption if not for its dual comm for Hutch. Sea Nanners, I would not know unless Hutch put up that video of Sea Nanners playing. I remember it too. What was it, Team Deathmatch on? Oh, I can't remember the name of the map. It's in World of War. Nightfire? Does Nightfire sound right? Is that an actual name of the map? It's like in Berlin, but it's nighttime and there's fire everywhere? It sounds about right, but I remember it was that map. I don't know if that's the correct name, but I can picture the map in my head. Sea Nanners. Wouldn't have found him more for Hutch. Wouldn't have heard of Pyro Puncher. He plays Minecraft now. Pyro Puncher. You guys might remember who Pyro Puncher is. He used to post a lot of Call of Duty. Wouldn't have learned about him either if it were not for Hutch. So that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. He's done so much for his community. He really has. Basically, he's been the face of Call of Duty, for YouTube anyway, for about 4 years now. And it's sad to see him go. I mean, honestly it is. It's sad to see him go. But I guess he's decided to move on. That's his reasoning for moving on. Which kind of brings up the whole topic. When are all of us going to move on? That's scary to think about, isn't it? That's actually that's crazy. How many, picture this in your head though, how many of your favorite YouTubers have this as their only source of income? I'm not saying this as in like how many of your favorite YouTubers only do it for money. I'm saying how many of your favorite YouTubers, this is their only job. This is their primary and only source of income. And it's kind of crazy to think about what would happen, if YouTube were to randomly shut down, or some law were to get passed that we can't post video game gameplay on the internet. Crazy to think about. But I guess that's the whole topic for another video. But right now we're going to talk about Hutch, the late great Hutch, who's no longer with us. So I guess, chances are he's not going to see this video because he's not going to watch the internet. But Hutch, if you are watching, I'd like to say thank you for everything you've done, both for just me as well as everybody. I don't know if I covered this way back in the day. I was on Hutch's friends list. Believe it or not, yeah. Back in World of War, back when he had 300 subs, I sent him a friend request. And he accepted. Back when his gamer tag was Hutch's Yo Daddy. That's just how nice of a person he is. Obviously, he couldn't have done that recently. He had like over 500,000 subs, and probably every one of them's trying to send him a friend request. He can't accept. Obviously, he can't fill his friends list like that. But the fact that he accepted my friend request back in World of War, and I never played with him, if you're wondering. He sent out a message one day about the new map, or a new Nazi zombie map came out, and he's asking if anyone wanted to play it. I'm like, yes, please, please, but he never invited me. But whatever. He had probably a full friends list full of people that replied before me. So Thank you for everything you've done, Hutch. And if you guys go ahead in the comment section below, let me know, please, how did you find Hutch? And what's your favorite memory of him? You guys go ahead and let me know that in the comment section below. I'd be very, very interested to read that. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.